in our commitment to minimize waste and abuse of government resources in strict compliance with the CSA's statutory regulations. The accumulation of ghost names, incomplete personnel action notices, and outdated information has significantly compromised the integrity of the government's payroll system. The gravity of these situations necessitates the comprehensive cleanup of the payroll to ensure accuracy, transparency, and effective utilization of public resources. To achieve this vital goal, the CSA has embarked on a meticulous journey to sanitize the payroll. We are conducting a comprehensive physical verification and headcount of employees of more than 100 spending entities. This process is designed to leave no stone unturned, ensuring the following: identify legitimate employees on the government of Liberia payroll, regularize the statuses of civil servants who did not complete their personnel action notices, again, in keeping with Section 35, 1 through 6 of the revised Human Resources Policy Manual, who are already on the government's payroll. Identify and collect pertinent missing employee data to update the missing fields on the payroll, and remove ghost names, illegitimate employees, and double dippers. Forging partnerships with relevant government institutions is a key strategy for the CSA in its quest to sanitize the national payroll. The CSA has approached and is partnering with the National Identification Registry, that's the NIR, a crucial ally in our mission. The NIR has agreed to provide the Civil Service Agency with an application programming interface, the API, to access the national database. This integration will ensure seamless data synchronization and accuracy between our critical systems, further bolstering our efforts. Besides, the Civil Service Employees Headcount and Verification System offers duplicate detection functionality. Under this functionality, the system can detect and flag any duplicate National Identification Registry number or Social Security numbers, ensuring the integrity of employee records. Necessarily, the duplicate detection mechanism in this undertaking has the potential to track double dippers and other malfeasances that have attended to payroll padding or bloating. Another functionality of our application is the time and attendance function. Under this function, the application provides robust time and attendance tracking capabilities, allowing for efficient monitoring of employee work hours and leave management. Some civil servants often come to work without compliance with the required time of being in the office, at least 8 a.m. and at most 9 a.m. and leave work before 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. as required by law and policy. Therefore, the time and attendance function is essential to ensure that legitimately employed civil servants manageably use their 8 hours to ensure efficiency and at working properly. Also, our newly released application has a dashboard for each spending entity. The system offers a comprehensive dashboard view for heads of spending entities and provides real-time insights and analytics on employees under their purview. The dashboard for the Director General of the CSA provides a 360-degree view, monitoring and control of the overall interaction of spending entities and their employees and their ability to make changes as may be required. At this juncture, officials of government, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the CSA reports that physical verification and head counts of employees have been concluded at 26 government spending entities, from which we have blocked 210 unverified individuals from 12 entities pending verification in 1 month. The spending entities include the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Liberia Broadcasting System, the Central Office, the National Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Commission, Agriculture and Industrial Training Institute, Monrovia City Corporation, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Ministry of State, Ministry of Education, Central Office, Ministry of Mines and Energy, Liberia Institute for Public Administration, and the National Center for Coordination and Response Mechanism. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the savings, the monthly savings as a result of blocking the 210 unverified individuals amounts to $74,998.89. Meaning going forward, the government is going to be saving $899,986.68 from blocking the 210 individuals. Additionally, ladies and gentlemen, the CSA has finalized the analysis of 3 government spending entities' attendance records from January to March 2024. The analysis reports show that several employees are in direct violation of Section 4, 3, 4, and 16 of the revised Civil Service Standing Orders of 2012, which states, and I quote, unauthorized absence from work for a period of 14 consecutive days may be considered by an agency head as resignation, unquote. In keeping with this provision, the Civil Service Agency has recommended dismissal, suspension, and warning actions against employees from the 3 spending entities. Spending entity number 1, Ministry of Mines and Energy. The Civil Service Agency has recommended the dismissal of 40 employees in violation of this provision. The dismissal of the 40 employees will save the government $18,539.98 monthly, and will save the government annually $222,479.76. Still with the Ministry of Mines and Energy, the Civil Service Agency has recommended the suspension without pay 81 employees. These employees, on average, did not show up to work for 8 to 12 days monthly. The government is saving for the month in question $36,881.87 for the month as a result of suspending the 81 employees without pay. Finally, for the Ministry of Mines and Energy, the Civil Service Agency has recommended 10 employees to be warned, and with the total amount of $514 deducted from their salary. The individuals, on average, did not show up to work for 5 to 7 days monthly. The Liberia Institute for Public Administration. The Civil Service Agency has recommended the dismissal of 28 individuals. The dismissal of these individuals will save the government $17,597.17 monthly, and will save the government on the overall $211,166.04 annually. These employees, on average, did not show up to work for 14 to 20 days monthly. Still, with the Liberia Institute for Public Administration, the Civil Service Agency has recommended the suspension without pay of 30 employees. These employees' suspension will lead to 1 month saving of $17,215.75 for the month in question. Employees, on average, in this category did not show up for work 8 to 12 days monthly. Liberia Institute for Public Administration still, the Civil Service Agency has recommended the warning of 3 employees. The savings as a result of the warning action for the month is $559.40. The employees concerned, on average, did not show up to work 5 to 7 days in the month. The National Center for Coordination and Response Mechanism, NCCRM. The Civil Service Agency has recommended the removal from their payroll 12 individuals who were paid the total sum of $25,708 for the period October to December 2023. The Civil Service Agency has also recommended to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the former executive director and the controller, for investigation and, if possible, to restitute this amount, $25,708, for illegally paying ghost workers. The CSA has identified and subsequently blocked. I'm going to give you the total savings as a result of these actions, the dismissal, the suspension, and the warning actions to the 3 entities. The monthly saving of the government as a result of these actions amounts to $117,016.17. Monthly, government is going to be saving that amount. Annually, the government is going to be saving $488,816.82. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the CSA has also identified and subsequently blocked 54 individuals with duplicate national identification numbers on the payroll, pending verification in 1 month. The CSA is very concerned about this grave situation and will immediately engage with Geotech, the developer of the Alternative Temporary Automated Payment System, the ATAPS, that is being used to pay civil servants currently, and the relevant authorities at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to explain these unfortunate circumstances. The spending entities concerned: Ministry of Education Central Office. The CSA blocked 18 duplicate accounts on the payroll as a result of having duplicate identification numbers. The monthly saving is $4,122.69. The annual saving as a result of that action is $74,258.76. $208.42. Ministry of Health, Central Office, the CSA blocked 32 accounts with duplicate national identification numbers. The monthly saving is $14,486.96. The annual saving is $63,582.72. Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, the ministry blocked one double national identification number. The saving is $150. Ministry of Mines and Energy, the CSA blocked 3 names or accounts with double national identification numbers. The saving is $1,210.05. The annual saving is $10,890.45. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, for these grave financial resource leakages in our system, the Civil Service Agency requests the Ministry of Justice to fully investigate the human resource directors and financial controllers of the Ministry of Mines and Energy, Liberia Institute of Public Administration, and the National Center for Coordination Response Mechanism. An official communication will be appropriately sent to the Ministry of Justice to this effect. Findings from our ongoing physical verification and head counts show that the human resource directors and financial controllers of the 3 spending entities allegedly processed the salaries of the concerned employees who did not work for 20 to 61 days from January to March 2024, but illegitimately received total salary payments for the 3 months in question. It is also important to inform the public that the government of Liberia fully supports this critical national initiative of sanitizing the national payroll. The necessary modalities are being worked out by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and the Civil Service Agency for the government to provide the needed funding support, whilst the Public Procurement and Concession Commission, the PPCC, has assured the CSA of its readiness to grant the necessary approvals to facilitate the procurement process. The CSA is profoundly grateful to the President, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., for his government's support of this much-needed national initiative. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, the President, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., on April 30th, 2024, launched the National Policy Guidelines for Recruiting Independent Consultants and Consultancy Firms in the Public Service of Liberia. The policy was developed to address the challenges in effectively managing consultancy services, particularly hiring procedures across government spending entities. Since the launch of the National Policy Guidelines, the Civil Service Agency has effectively communicated the procedures for hiring independent consultants and consultancy firms. A National Consultancy Steering Committee was established, comprising 5 members from the Ministry of Finance and CSA. That's 2 members from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and 3 from the Civil Service Agency. To date, the steering committee has received a total of 180 applications through the submission of terms of reference and requisitions from individuals and firms. The steering committee evaluated, shortlisted, and interviewed 120 individuals. Of the total individuals and firms interviewed, 69 out of the 120 individuals were accepted, with 3 firms also accepted. The CSA will officially communicate the names and particulars of the first batch of selected individuals and firms to the corresponding entities to to produce their contracts for the services to be provided under the consultancy terms and conditions. The contracts will be signed by the consultant, the head of the spending entity, and approved by the Director General of the Civil Service Agency. Meanwhile, the CSA wishes to inform all spending entities that no position in the classified civil service will be considered under consultancy. Members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the CSA will provide updates every other week on the status of the ongoing employee physical verification and headcount exercise under the Employee Status Regularization Project, the ESRP. The CSA wishes to express sincere gratitude to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and the Ministry of Justice for their support to this critical national endeavor. As a matter of fact, the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, and the CSA met and have agreed on the mechanism for these investigations and to ensure that government resources that were illegitimately received are restituted, meaning are paid back into government coffers. The Deputy Minister for Fiscal Affairs was supposed to be here today. They are currently at the legislature, engaging members of the legislature. That's why he's not here. The Solicitor General is also at the legislature, but we have all agreed to be here today for this joint press briefing. Meaning, our three institutions are working together collaboratively to ensure that we clean up our payroll and bring efficiency and productivity to the public service of our country. On our notes, Honorable Minister, let me recognize you. I know you came in the middle of our presentation, but we extend heartfelt thanks and appreciation to you and the entire Mika family for availing this historic platform to the CSA. As always, we are very grateful to the media for its continuous support and dissemination.
Why is the case of staffers, sharing salaries? It's one of the revelation of
Chief. When there's a political office, it's not Spoon TV, it's not my private business. There's a political office. When before we came here, we had thousands of people that supported us. So if you can't care for your friends or you can't care for people, well, that's it. But I mean, it happens. It happens everywhere. But you can't stand and say that Prince took money from Fernando Stafford.
He's the Director General of the Liberia Institute for Public Administration. Ambassador Joseph Imam-Boyka is very concerned about the ongoing situation at the University of Liberia due to protests from the University Faculty Association. And the protest is based on several issues which they have pointed out. Among other things, the faculty calls for the change of leadership of the university, and the President, His Excellency, has taken siege of the matter with keen interest and has urged the Board of Trustees of the university to convene immediately to resolve the situation and ensure that normal activities can resume immediately. The President hopes that the matter will be resolved as soon as possible. Our information is that the University Board of Trustees
this place is leaking. We have leakage here, leakage here. They are still sleeping. They are sleeping in the pit area. No good attention, no good attention. Since I came, they said they'll call the hospital, the new call the hospital. We stay on our own. Last night they came here around 12 to a big cause there. The chair was sleeping or waking in the kitchen. They even stopped here. Yeah. Because they were yesterday, man. They came here with their car. They stopped the car on the road. They enter on the they're criminal. Running behind the children to go to the church for me to care them. I'm going to say what they say. We are. The children start running, they start putting road behind the children. Running behind them, catching them. They carry them now. People, they were just Alice. People were not just Alice. They brought them back. I want to call the children and they say, send your brother to post up. So they were not taking your son, taking them to get our money. They came here last time, they called the ED man. They came, he appealed to the children. After he appealed to the children, were going. He said he's sucking the children's mother. He said he's sucking the children's mother. I made the children back to the post. They started choking around. If they were choking around now, we post up to them. I said around this, we post up to the children. They come. Because of personally now, 2 people short. With PSU men. PSU men, they started beating the children from room to room. People are working, they started pointing fingers.
Conclusion, one which we must have leading us to a dangerous conclusion, one which we must have in the interest of coordination of the branches of government. I am disappointed, and we are prepared here at the House of Representatives to make any sacrifice. If the Commissioner General comes and say revenue are not performing, we will be the first to say, okay, we understand. But for him to come here today and say he's overperforming, and the Senate is well taken care of, and the House of Representatives has almost only 2 months worth of benefit, and cannot even get money for retreat. We gotta go back and NGOs, stationaries. Mr. Minister, I'm holding the reason why I held the appearance of the Minister of Finance in the bears on contempt issue is because I want to hear your information. I will tell you this: if we cannot come to a resolution pretty soon, we'll shut this House of Representatives down. Motion for executive. Leading us to a dangerous conclusion, one which we must have made in the interest of coordination of the branches of government. I am disappointed, and we are prepared here at the House of Representatives to make any sacrifice. If the Commissioner General comes and say revenue are not performing, we will be the first to say, okay, we understand. But for him to come here today and say he's overperforming, and the Senate is well taken care of, and the House of Representatives has almost only 2 months worth of benefit, and cannot even get money for retreat. We gotta go back and NGOs, stationaries. Mr. Minister, I'm holding the reason why I held the appearance of the Minister of Finance in the bears on contempt issue is because I want to hear your information. I will tell you this: if we cannot come to a resolution pretty soon, we'll shut this House of Representatives down. Motion for executive.
That's a big deal. But since it has not made sense yet, we thought to demonstrate our word into action by maintaining that we will take only 5,000 US dollars of our monthly money. Just as we are about to return to Monserrato what we have received from government, we would like to make it in a re-emphasized way that when we said what we said, we were clear on the record that we would take only 5,000 from Monserrado County. When we made the argument, it was a fact that senators were taking $15,325 in gross, and after tax deduction, they will come at 12,000. I insisted I would take 5,000 out of that 15,000 and return the rest to Monserrado County. And we insisted that whatever the money will be here, more than 5,000 will return the rest to Monserrado. So if we're making 15,000, we'll take 5,000 and give Monserrado 10. If they increase our money here, or we increase our money here to 100,000, Darius Dillon will take 5,000 and give Monserrado 95,000. If we're making 5,100, Darius Dillon will take 5,000 and give Monserrado 100. If we're making only 5,000, then Monserrado gets nothing, because the baseline has always been.
Okay, folks, it's a pleasant good morning from Odious Congo Town. In Minerva, Liberia. Okay. A pleasant good morning from Odious Congo Town in Minerva, Liberia. Once more, we'd like to say you are welcome to another fascinating edition of the Today Show right here on your favorite dials. We are coming to you live on Spoon 107.5 megahertz, Fabric 101.1, and via our various social media platforms. This beautiful Wednesday morning. Today happens to be the 19th day of the month of June, A-Day 2024, and of course we are in the middle, the half of this year. So folks, welcome. My name is Yekezi Swubel, and I'm seated always alongside my colleagues Denise Nipson and that of Chokon Flama this morning, and we're going to be driving through until 10 o'clock. We are here to serve you a very palatable breakfast. Let's say good morning to Denise and Chokon.
Good morning, Yekezi and to Chokon. It's good to be back on the Wednesday edition of the program, the Today Show. And we'd like to say welcome to all of our followers via the various social media platforms, and also to those watching live on social media, and also the radio, Fabric and Spoon.
Yeah, we're also on Support TV Live and via our YouTube channel. So welcome, and let's have a wonderful time together. There are a lot of trending happenings there in the country that we will be looking at this morning, giving our own perspectives about those happenings, especially so from the CSA, the Civil Service Agency. Josiah Joker has been in the news since he took over there at the CSA, and I think he's doing some very pretty good job there. I consider him as one of the most effective, appointed official by the President Joseph Yuma Boaka. He's put his system in place there. He's fearless. He doesn't care about what people would say about him. He's doing what I think is right. And I think if he continues that, that is going to save the government more money. That is going to save the government unnecessary payment of civil servants, because mind you, in this country there are a lot of civil servants. Some of them are just relaxing to their houses. They don't go to work. Some of them I involved with double dipping. Some of them, have on government payroll 2 times, 3 times, and getting double or triple salaries at the end of the month. So all of these things, make the government to spend unnecessarily. So once we have, a director general at the CSA who's able to abolish or do away with some of these things, I think that person must be commended, and I think that is the trajectory that Josiah Joker is trading on, and we wish him success. We're going to talk more about his press conference yesterday at the Minket. But today we have with us in our studio Solomon Tipler, our Bapolu County correspondent. He was in the screen. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He's no more in the screen yet. So let's see whether we can take this. We're not going to take a quick break. I think. Dennis, how was your night?
Yeah, my night was great. It was wonderful. It's good to be here this morning. During the night there were a lot of social media G's here and there. A lot of issues. We were following on the social media. So we are back this morning to talk about the real issues and all of that. But how was your night as well?
Yeah, mine was great. Mine was great. We were all just on social media. Oh, I'm sorry, choke on. Mama, you looking short of money. I don't see you.
Is it because the baby coming soon these few days, so you want to?
Yeah, I'm not used to the man being here at this hour, so I just thought he's absent. Choco, good morning and welcome.
For people to say, oh, the man kind of work. But it's a good moment. It's a good moment that we are here again. It's a great time. We want to spend with our people, and then afford them the opportunity to be able to talk about some of those issues making rounds. Like you mentioned about the CSA, it's an incredible step for the country, and I think visiting other higher institutions will really make that mark.
Yeah. Okay, so like I said, we also have Solomon Tipler with us here in studio, and Solomon Tipler is our Bapolu County correspondent. He's here. He's been in Monrovia for some days now, and I want to believe he has some update for us from Bapolu County, even though he's not been in Bapolu, but I believe his ears are there in Bapolu County to bring us some update from Bapolu. Solomon, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Yekazi, and good morning to our Liberians listening to Spoon this morning. Thanks for having me this morning.
Okay, how is Bapolu County?
Bapolu is good. There are training issues in Bapolu a few days ago. The 16th Judicial Circuit Court, as you may be aware, the issue of rape is on the increase in Bapolu. Just in the month of June, we reported 4 cases of rape. And the 16th Judicial Circuit Court had this trial of a 40-year-old man who allegedly raped a 3-year-old minor on the 17th of May. And he was speedily trial, and he was sentenced to 40 years imprisonment at the Bopolu Central Prison. He currently serving his prison sentence at the 16th Judicial Circuit Court, especially.
I'm interested about the speedy trial of that individual. You said the incident happened in June.
The incident took place on the 17th of May.
Or the 17th of May.
On the 17th of May, knowing the fact there are so many cases when it comes to rape in Bapolu.
Okay.
And the presiding judge for this term of court, which is the May term of court, Councillor Wise decided to speedily try some of those cases that has overstayed on the court docket. In the month of May, due to the overcrowdedness of the Bopolu Central Prison, which was meant for 15 persons, and currently you have about 60 persons at that prison facility. So when he took over the May 10 of court at the 16th Judicial Circuit Court, he decided to speedily try other people, pre-trial detainees who have overstayed. Because he said some of those people supposed to be at the prison for like 2 terms, and they're supposed to be tried, but some of them have stayed in the prison for over 2 years. So on that grounds, he decided to release some of those pre-trial detainees who have overstayed. And other people who committed like murder, like rape, and the rest of the cases, some of those state crimes, he decided to speedily try them. So when the issue of the rape, when they came on the 17th of May, he decided to speedily try this guy because of looking at the gravity of you 40 years old raping a 3-year-old minor. And it will interest you to know, Yekezi, this guy, he
how did this entire incident happen? How did he even come across this 3-year-old minor? Is the 3-year-old minor his relative, his daughter, or somebody kind of associated to him? How did he come across this minor to carry out such heinous act?
Yeah, you can see the incident took place in one of the towns called Wiswa in Bama District, Bapulu County, where this mother of the child decided to go on her farm to plant corn. And this guy, he used to be a neighbor to this lady. So when this lady was leaving to go on a farm, he went with the lady with the intention of going to help this lady. But when the lady got on the farm, this little minor 3-year-old decided to tell the mother that she was sleeping. It was in the afternoon time. She said she was sleeping, so the mother took her and carried her under the tank where she was lying down. And later on, they could not see this guy who
40-year-old man.
This 40-year-old man, they could not see him. But now he went under the tank and started to play with this little minor. At which time the mother heard this child crying, so it raised concern to her. So she decided going under the tank to check what was really happening, and how she met this 40-year-old man, Gion Harris, who allegedly raped this girl. But there were so many statements that came from him.
What did he say?
Firstly, he said probably maybe this little girl might have sat on a stump. So the mother should take the little girl and carry her to the creek to bathe her. But the mother insisted. She insisted, knowing that just only he alone was under the tank, and a little child who was lying down sleeping will not just leave the tank and go and sit on a stump. So the lady insisted, and later on she decided to take the little child to the town. And when they went in town, the Hardy police came in, and he was arrested as the suspect because only he alone and this little child was on the thing. So they held him, and he was transferred to Bopolu at the police station, where preliminary
the child was taken during the investigation process. The child was taken to the hospital.
Yes, she was taken to the health center. In Westwater, which of course she was checked, and they got to know that she was tampered with. But instead, the statement he gave that maybe the little girl sat on stump, it was on the contrary from the report from the health facility, or those who were at the health facility. They said she was tampered with.
Wow.
So probably quickly she was taken to Bopolu at the Emory Hospital, and she was also checked, and they got to know that yesterday she was tampered with. So this guy was forwarded to the Bopolu Central Prison. He was there for like 2 to 3 weeks. And when the judge took over, he decided to speedily try this guy.
Yeah.
Because knowing the gravity of the crime attached, statutory rape, knowing the fact you 40 years old man and you went ahead and raped a 3-year-old minor. And Yekezi, he confessed that. He said, let's say he confessed that he committed the act.
Okay.
he
later confessed.
Yeah, he confessed that
after lying earlier on.
Yeah.
That the girl might have sat on a stone.
On a stone, yeah.
Wow.
So he confessed, and it was how he was rendered judgment. A guilty verdict was passed on him, and he was sentenced for 40 years. And from the day of the arrest, which was on the 17th of May, he will be in jail up to 2064.
2064. You said how many years in prison?
40 years.
40 years in prison. Yeah. I think that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
When he's getting out of prison, he will be 18
so
years old.
how old is he?
40.
He's
40.
40.
So when
you'll
he's
be about 80
you'll be 80 years old.
80 years old, man. You can't do anything again.
Yeah.
Just
So-
you can wait for a
But
death,
we just hope that the prison facility is so protective enough to maintain prisoners for such duration, and looking at how our judicial system is, justice system, very porous. Anybody can make their way through. We hope such people can remain and bear the full weight of their actions for that duration, and that's going to serve as a deterrent to others that are kind of harboring the intention to do such.
Yeah. And Yekezi, Bapolo is one of the counties, people wonder why these things happen in Bapolo. Just imagine, in time past, we got to know on a daily basis, every day you hear rape case, you hear currently as we speak, the pre-trial detainees that are currently at the prison facility. If you do a counter checking, you will get to know that you have more than 20 persons who are being alleged of rape. More than 20 persons
within the county.
Within the county, at the prison facility. Can you imagine that? So I mean, people are really concerned. What are these things happening?
Why these things are happening, particularly just like that in Bapolo? Other counties we hear little, but for the prisoners, pre-trial detainees to be more than people who commit minor crimes in the prison, it says a lot.
Yeah, that's some of the questions.
Is there any shortage of women in the county?
No, I would say no, because if I can recall, there was a story that I reported about this 18-year-old guy who raped 3-year-old. Instead, because he could not penetrate, he decided to use razor blade. I think you remember.
Yeah, that you reported that story.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you imagine?
About a year ago.
I
don't know. That case was adjudicated.
Yeah, it was adjudicated. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison.
That should be lifetime.
That's a life
That should
sentence.
be lifetime.
That's a life sentence.
Currently 7 years.
So
in the county.
Yeah.
So how's the health of this 3-year-old man? Is she okay, or she's still ongoing treatment?
Yeah, she's still ongoing treatment at the Emory Hospital. Knowing the fact people have to be observing her or condition as to what really happened to her, she still got to be going on treatment until they can observe her. So she's currently at the Emory Hospital.
So what do you really think citizens of Bapolo County, will get themselves involved in such heinous act? I mean, do you think there are any reasons why to get involved in such act?
You can see. I will tell you plain blank. I won't be able to tell you the reason for which these things are happening. But knowing the kind of environment we find ourselves, especially for Bapolo, where people are doing mining, the issue of drugs is on the increase. So maybe that could be some of those reasons why people.
Is it for ritual purpose?
Yeah, that could be another reason. That could be another reason. But people mostly attribute those kind of attitude exhibited by some of those guys because of the issue of drugs and the mining activities in the county. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. Is there anything you want to share with us before you leave?
Yeah, okay. You can see the government the president, Joseph Mambaka, decided to pave the Popolu to Broadway Road. There are two companies that are facing that road. We have Geoscope and that of BK Enterprise. And Yekasi was interested to know as we get into the rainy season, the road is getting too much deplorable. Yeah, some of the areas, can you imagine? In just 1 week, 3 cars had an accident on that road because of the way the road looks.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think those who are doing the work, maybe they could do a little better than the condition of the road, because the condition is getting worse. Because people are not. Can you imagine a car was leaving from Monrovia going to Popolu? It had to reach almost close up to Popolu, but because of the road damage, they have to come back to get on a new road to pass through Tottenham. So I think it's alarming.
So that is the road to Popolu is still in a deplorable condition. Wow.
Deplorable condition.
And President promised us that in 100 days, no car is going to be stuck or get stuck in mud. And we still have
progress is being made so far.
Progress is being made. But the fact that the president told us that in 100 days, this will not happen. No car will get stuck in mud and all of that. And it's more than 100 days since being cars being stuck in mud, deplorable road conditions all over the place. I think it just means that the promise was not fulfilled. At some level, I know there are other corridors in the country that the government paid, especially in the southeast area. That area is very, very deplorable. Most parts of the roads there are paved well. Yeah, they did pretty well, but that promise was not fully fulfilled. Yeah. Okay, so Louis, it's been a wonderful time having you. What's your name here?
Yeah, okay. So FOS Radio is supporting community radios. We have 15 community radios being supported by FOS when it comes to electrification. And the Voice of Apple, which I work for, was one of the beneficiary radio stations that got solar panel, and they needed somebody because I'm also serving the capacity of a technician. So when ECOWAS decided to train or to do a refresher training for technicians, so it was how we were called to come and sit for 2 days intense let's say refresher training. So that's the reason why I'm in the nation's capital.
And you'll be returning?
Yeah, I will be leaving today. Effective this morning, I'll be leaving.
That's great for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats, and I wish you safe journey. I don't know when you reach. When you're talking about the road.
No, I'll reach.
You reach today
because I'm using a bag.
You're using a bag. Oh, okay. You're using a bag.
For Babalu?
Yeah.
For Babalu, it's just a day trip, right?
No, less than.
Less than that's not
Yeah.
2 hours 30 minutes.
2 hours 30 minutes.
Even with Barrow.
Yeah, 2 hours 30 minutes.
So why if you are on a car?
Yeah.
If you're on a car, it'll be something like 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. Wish you safe travel. And thank you for always, bringing us information that we need, from Bamboo County. It's been a pleasure, and have yourself a pleasant day.
Okay, thanks for having me this morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so folks, that's it. He's Solomon Tipler, our Bamboo County correspondent. He's one of our hard-working correspondents across the country, ensuring that we are always fed with the necessary information from that part of Liberia. So yeah, that's it. Yesterday was the funeral of the son of the former president of the Republic of Liberia, Charles Sirleaf. Again, our condolences and consolations to the Sirleaf family, especially the ex-president of the Republic of Liberia. It is very, very painful. It is very, very sad and unfortunate, to be alive and see an offspring of yours die is something that is very, very sad. And I know she's been grieving and grieving and grieving and grieving and grieving. But, that's a natural phenomenon. We hope, she can get over her grief. We hope she can get over, the situation. Yeah. So yesterday was a funeral.
It is difficult for a parent to see, especially a mother, see your child. No matter the age and everything, it's a lot. You go through a lot knowing that your child, you have to lay your child to rest. You, the parent, usually the parent, people will pray and say, when I get old, I want to see my children, bury me and all of that.
Sure.
But to see you being alive and then your children leave the world, that's a lot.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. But yesterday there was an issue raised by some media outlets about the section yesterday at the legislature being abandoned because of the funeral of the ex-president. At the Senate, pictures were taken where the Senate chamber was empty. You did not see that. We didn't see lawmakers go there for section and all of that. And people have been chiming in on this. Why the lawmakers should abandon section just to go and sympathize with the ex-president's son, who was also a statesman because he served as deputy governor at the Central Bank of Liberia. So it's something that people have been chiming on. Some have said that was wrong. The country's business must be prioritized. Why it's true that it must go to sympathize with the son of the
former
president. It's also important that the work of the Liberian people be done. And there were different views or mixed views about this. Chokon Flama was one of those, who he had talked about that. Chokon, what do you think of that?
Like I said to you, you can see, in terms of grief, it is good that you try to sympathize with people who are grieving, especially in this case, statesman and the son of the former president. Most of the guys in the Senate, they work along with Madam Salif. Some of those people were ministers, some of those people were in the lower house there. They work along with her, and for the funeral, they thought it was a good thing that the state, the country bereaved, so they needed to go there. Aside from that, again, somebody would have said, a dedication from the Senate, maybe the Senate pro tem or the vice president who is president of the Senate. They both gone there to just represent the Nigerian Senate while the other people conduct the affairs of the state and all of that. But in all, I think showing up it was a good thing to sympathize with the Sully family. And I didn't see anything wrong with that, Yegazi.
Yeah, you don't see anything wrong with the abandonment of section. Well, all senators, we got 30 senators. All of them will go to sympathize with the family. I mean, the need. I'm not trying to outrule the need to sympathize with the Salif family because Madam Salif is former president. Her son, the deceased, is a statesman. So of course, was a statesman. So if he dies, there's a need for government officials, including the lawmakers, to go there and have a representation, have their presence. Oh my God, have their presence felt there. There is a need, but must all of them go? all of them abandoned section. Like you said, instead of maybe sending a representation, don't you think, Denise, sending a representation there of 3, 4, or 5 senators there, to go and represent them would have been better. Why, section goes forward, but they decided to abandon section and everybody went there yesterday?
Yeah, I think you said it right. Like, especially knowing that the funeral was not held on our usual time in Liberia, where usually funeral is on Saturday. People know that not many people go to work. In fact, government offices are shut down on Saturdays, so people will expect that you be there. But knowing that it's on a working day, which was Tuesday, I think there would have been a word in the communication to the ex-president that the Senate will be in full representation, be at the program because we have session and all of that. So we will send a representation to someone or a few people who will represent us. So abandoning their work to go for the funeral, I think it wasn't right because they are being paid. They are paid for what they are doing. It's their work. It's almost like the entire office phone network just shut down, or they, even the technicians, nobody around to put the station on because of a program, the timing like that. You owe it to the Liberian people for the work you do. And I was surprised for the House of Representatives. And when I saw later on, I realized that Tuesday, yesterday was the funeral service of the late Charles Salif, and you had a speaker was in attendance at the legislature. He was in session. His deputy was also there. Majority of the lawmakers, the representatives, they were in session. So for their side, it was different. They went to work, a few who did not go. So apparently, our working day, so we won't be at that funeral. So I think that what the senators should have done as well, instead of abandoning their work that they are paid to pay huge money. Okay, we are here talking about how they just went on a retreat, they spend a lot of money on yes, and all of that. So they shouldn't be doing that. I think it was not in the right direction. You could tell somebody, even they had a wake. They had a wake keeping, they had time. People visited the family. If it's for Madam Selim to see you going to hall to sympathize, I think they would have done that maybe during the week, or even go at the house and say, because of our work. Yes, after section, yes, work there because, exactly, because they had a session at the interment at the burial site. Usually they have that session when they have the service. So some of them would have gone at that area if they couldn't make it at the church because of their schedule at the legislature or the Senate instead.
Yeah. Okay, so folks, that's it. Let's, before we go to other training issues, the dashboard is open, so you can play the radio entertainment game. The playing code is *799#, select number 3 for Spoon FM, choose how to pay the play fee, 7 cents viewers, or $100, and once you do that, you automatically enter the job. So you dial the playing code *799#, you're going to see a list of radio stations. Spoon FM is at number 3 and number 9. Choose number 3 for the show, and you choose how to pay the playing fee. The playing fee is 7 cents again, or $100 Liberian dollars. And you can pay it through your mobile money accounts, both USD or LTE, either of those accounts that you have money on. But if you don't have money on your mobile money accounts, you can still find the recharge card activated and pay through your airtime. And of course, you will have a chance to win $2,500 Liberian dollars here, and a lot of people, 50 persons will be winning that. 50 persons will be walking away with $2,500 Liberian dollars, and you can only play using your TTS SIM card. All right, so moving forward, yesterday, the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism held its regular Tuesday press briefing. and in appearance was the Director General of the Civil Society Agency, Josiah Joka. Civil Service, sorry, the Civil Service Agency, Josiah Joka, CSA. He was there and he talked about a lot of things. And I think he's doing tremendously well when it comes to, removing unverified individuals from the government payroll. So yesterday he announced, that they've concluded a physical verification and headcounts at 26 spending entities. So this, according to him, would be done at the 103 government spending entities. But as of yet, they have done that with 26 of the 103 government spending entities. And of the 26 entities that they have done the physical verification and headcounts act, they discovered that 210 employees from 12 of those 26 spending entities were blocked. Their monthly saving, their salaries, they were blocked from the government payroll because it was determined that they were not legitimate government employees, or they did not follow the rightful procedure to becoming civil servants, or to being placed on the government payroll. So because of that, they were blocked. They were blocked, and this, according to Josiah Joka, would save the government a monthly spending of 74,000. So those 210 employees, not employees, I would say individuals that were found illegally on the government payroll, according to the Director General of the CSA, they were making 74,000 per month, even though they were not legitimately, civil servants, but they were making 74,000 monthly from the government. So if you calculate that by a year, so those individuals were making like 800,000 annually. So according to him, moving forward, the government will be saving 800,000, just from blocking folks that were placed on the government payroll illegally. And also, he did say that there are three spending entities that they have carried out their analysis on, the analysis of, their attendant records. In this country, civil servants, most government employees, they have this habit of not going to work on time or in time, and not leaving from work at the proper time. Most of them will go to work late, and then, they will knock up earlier. Usually government employees should be to work at least 8 o'clock and at most 9 o'clock. All right? But most of them, you see them going to work 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And the institution they work for, the government institution they work for, doesn't have problem with that. Yes, and some don't even go for a day, for a week, and all of that. And the government institution, don't take actions against them. So according to the Director General of the CSA, they have set up this system wherein the CSA is able to monitor the attendance records of employees or civil servants at various government institutions, especially the spending entities. So they were able to analyze the attendance records of 3 government institutions, including the Ministry of Mines and Energy, the Liberia Institute of Public Administration, and the National Center for Coordination. So those are the 3 spending entities that they were able to analyze their attendance records. And following the analysis, they made several recommendations for dismissal, for suspension, and they sent out a caveat, a warning to some of those civil servants who have been violating the Civil Service Standing Orders of 2012. So at the Ministry of Mines and Energy, following the analysis of the attendance records there, the CSA recommended 40 employees to be dismissed. 40 employees to be dismissed. And that was predicated upon those employees failure to come to work for more than 12 days. Up to 14 days. 2 weeks.
14 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
14 days. You neglected your work. And according to the Civil Service Act, once you fail to come to work for 14 days, you are considered to be resigned. You are considered to be resigned. So there were individuals there at the Ministry of Mines and Energy who have not been going to work for 14 days and more. But they were taking pay. At the end of the month, they see that text messages in their phone in Liberian dollar currency, in USD currency. But they were not going to work. Nothing. So the CSA, having analyzed the attendance records of the Ministry of Mines and Energy, determined that 40 employees of that ministry were not going to work and have not gone to work for 14 days or more. So, predicated upon that, they were blocked. They've been blocked, and the CSA has recommended to the Mines and Energy Ministry for their dismissal. Well, it's left with the Mines and Energy Ministry to dismiss them. If they don't dismiss them, I don't know, because the CSA, the appeal will not be coming again. The CSA has blocked them.
But they will just have to walk away or leave because you will not be,
of course,
taking pay anymore.
Of course. So, as a result of the dismissal or the blocking of those individuals from the government payroll, the government is going to be saving a lot of money. 222,000. 222,000 annually. The government will be saving as a result of those. So the government was paying people who were not working, who were just in into the houses but are new on the payroll. They're paying them 222 and 200 over 200,000 annually. They weren't working. So that money now is going to be directed for another purpose. And they also recommended some folks there for suspension as well. And also at the Liberia Institute for Public Administration, they recommended the dismissal of 28 persons who weren't going to work or had not gone to work for 14 days or more. And so they have been recommended to be dismissed by the CSA, and 30 persons also recommended for suspension. And annually, for the 28 persons at LIPA who were recommended for dismissal, this is going to save the government 211,000 annually.
Wow.
211,000. And for the 30 persons who were recommended for suspension, 1 month suspension, because of either not coming to work for a week or for some days, this is going to save the government of Liberia 17,000 USD. So also at the National Center for Coordination, 12 persons were recommended for dismissal. 12 persons. And of course, that is also going to save the government of unnecessary spending or unnecessary payments. And according to the Director General, the HR, the human resource personnel, and the controllers of those, institutions, a lot of them were responsible for, number one, making illegal payments to individuals who weren't on the CSA payroll or who were illegally on the CSA payroll. And they were blamed for including those individuals without even following the rightful procedure. So those individuals have been recommended also for investigation by the Ministry of Justice. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of work that is being done by Mr. Josiah Joka at the CSA. And I think he's doing a pretty good job. Since his ascendancy to that position, he's been in the news, not for the bad thing, but for the good thing. He's been very effective, and I think he's just the right person for that job. And if all appointed government officials given the space to work in this unity party government can be effective as Josiah Joka, I think the government is going to save a lot of money. The government will not be making unnecessary payments. And of course, that is going to have a positive trickle-down effect in the lives of Liberians. Yes, other appointed government officials are doing well, like Moali and a few others. Those are things that we expect that appointed government officials should, because you appointed, for example, if you are there for 6 years, maybe you take it 6 years to be a long time, but it's just a short time. We were all here 2017 when President George Weah won election, and today President George Weah is no more president of the country.
Yeah. Right? So like you said it right. Even though that was the reason for which they were appointed, but because in Liberia, we found that officials don't perform. So when an official is doing their duty, sometimes we want to increase them.
An official who is performing.
Yes, I know that.
Especially among several government officials who seem.
That's why I'm making a point now. That's why I'm saying, we all do as well. The government is elected to improve the livelihood of the people, but because there's been a bad thing in Liberia that they don't perform, so whenever those who are performing to commend them, and that is commendable. Actually, like you said, he's doing tremendously well. I would not want to use that term for me, because we want to see what people do. But sometimes, as well, when you get to a job, sometimes you run into some things that you don't understand much, and you are in the news, people think that yes, the person is in the news, but sometimes it doesn't. Like the pen process we're talking about, when he came up first with the 40,000, it was like, was it 40,000 or 400 employees to be 40,000 government officials, employees to be taken out of job, and that later on it was explained that way. But he has been trying at least to make things right. And like the recent one that he's doing now, I think it is commendable, in terms of my thing here. I see apart from the saving government this revenue, this morning, saving government this morning, I think it is good. Although we also need to know how those monies have been accounted for, where is it going, whether even if it's safe, whether it's being used for the internal purpose and all of that. For the fact that he's able to put people on the spot, because there's this laissez-faire attitude in government working environment. Some people say, yes, I government work. So sometimes they just go to work in the morning, they show face at the office, and they are gone. They no longer return to the office. They go to whatsoever they want to do. At the end of the day, sometimes you go to do your process at the office, and you realize that you don't see anybody at their office. So it is important. It is actually commendable what he's doing to make sure that people report to work. They stay the amount of hours they should be at their job site before leaving. So I think that is commendable, that aspect, and hope they continue with that. That alone will bring about punctuality at work. That will bring about productivity, effectiveness, and efficiency as well at the job site, because people will be there. They want to compete, they want to do their work, because if you don't do your work, you won't get your pay. But if you just have a society that is just culture that is just loose, people go to work, they leave from there. You go to some offices, you want somebody to do something, they will tell you the person will still be coming, or you'll be there 2-3 hours. They cannot come to work, which is wrong. So I think it is a good step. It is something good that they need to do, because once upon a time, I think I gave a scenario with the registry, the business registry. I went there to do a process, and over for I think almost a month, the director then that should have signed the document, the paper, and each time you go there, they will tell you that, oh, he's not here, he's not in country, or he went for a break, he has not come, and all of the document just piled on his desk waiting for him to come and sign. But he's been paid for that work. He's not on an official duty for his own thing. So I think there's a need for us to change that culture, and if it begin with the government institutions, that will bring about productivity. Choka.
Yeah, Dennis. When the U.S. come out with an annual report on Liberia, from ranging from security to the governance of the state, one of those issues that really, really always lacking during the time of the former administration was productivity. How diminishing it was during the former administration in a civil service. That people will go to work before 2 o'clock, they go home. Some don't even show up on the work. If you read what Mr. Joker read on yesterday, up to 14 days. How will you get away from the job for 14 days without not even leave of absent, no excuse, and you expect yourself to get paid with taxpayers' money in such an environment? So he's doing a great job, but like Dennis said, when opportunities are given to other people for the first time, they will run with it. They can be overzealous to say they are doing a job. We don't want to see maybe 2-3 days. Maybe somebody call him up and say, my man, you remove my brother name, I'll come into your house tonight. Then maybe he gets afraid. Like he said yesterday, he's not afraid, he should do the people job. And this is it. The patronage system in this country over the years. Yes, over the years, political patronage, it spoiled the entire system. People could just take their brothers and sisters and bring them to the civil service. Whether you have career, whether you have any education or not, they just take you there because you are related to certain minister or certain politician. This is not how a country runs. At the end of the day, you will find out that we will not head anywhere, because those professionals who should be doing the job, the technicians, They are sitting there. Some are on motorcycles. Some are even on wheelbarrow in Redland and other places. And people taking their girlfriends and people then and putting them in places. So Mr. Josiah Jokem has a task. Like I said yesterday, Legacy, during a press conference, I'm shocked that Mr. Joker will begin with some institutions that you don't even hear about. What happens to the Ministry of Finance and Development?
That's
Planning?
the point I wanted.
What happened to the Central Bank of Liberia?
Yeah.
The National Port Authority? In all those areas, the Unity Party folks say there were jobs given to sedition, thousands of jobs given to sedition. Why didn't Mr. Joker begin with those places? Because these are places people really want to see what happened over the 6 years of leadership of the CDC. People want to hear what happened at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. People want to hear that. But anyway, he says it's a work in progress, and we just hope that he does not renege on his quest to do what he knows how to do.
Yes, and you said it right, Chokon. That's a good point that you made, and I was thinking about that as well. Dealing with institutions that we know of that have people who are always in the news, and that those institutions too should be checked on, should know what they are doing as well, because it is important, and we don't want to have this situation where at the end of the day someone will say, oh, the person protecting this person, that's why they don't want to go to their institution. But like we said, he's starting on a good note. Hope he continues with that, and that go a long way to ensure that there's efficiency, effectiveness at the job site. Because in the past administration, we saw that too with the inspectorate division of the Ministry of Commerce, when Josephine David started newly, or the first, I think, 1 month or so, she was all year, going to stores,
and there going
to days and all of those
with live camera and thing. Oh, the government working, about 6 months later she disappeared until the 6 years.
So we hope that it will continue, like the police, doing currently, and we commending them for the major routes with the motorcyclists. That also is a good step as well, in as per the work that the inspector general is doing, and hope Josiah Jokai can continue as well with what
not only that, I just want to come in, Legacy. He recommended that the human resources directors and financial controllers at the Ministry of Mines and Energy, Liberia Institute for Public Administration, and the National Center for Coordination Response Mechanism, that be prosecuted. Now, these are people who control the system of government in terms of employment, financial flow within the institution, and all of that. That's why in a professional environment, people who go to those institutions will go, firstly, they will call for an audit, people who are taking over. They will call for the human resource, maybe a resource director to make report, financial person there to make report, because these are people that people use as henchmen in those institutions to exploit the system. So recommending the prosecution of these people, I think, is a milestone for the CSA and the government. We want to see that. And the head of those institutions too should be included. Not only those people, because checks are signed, not in illusion. Always the checks are signed with the acquiescence of people heading those institutions.
The civil service will only deal with civil servants. They won't deal with the public officials. They are only there, to supervise the activities of civil servants across, in all
They
government
can also make
ministries
recommendation. You
and
already made
agencies.
recommendation that
So
these people will be
you have the
prosecuted.
LACC and other anti-graft institutions who can go after, the public officials and the president himself upon, maybe an investigation done, can decide to maybe dismiss some of those public officials. But the civil service deals with civil servants directly, and that is what Josiah Jokai is doing. And you guys made mention of Mr. Jokai starting up with probably term those institutions as insignificant compared to the other institutions that you're talking about, like the Ministry of Finance, like maybe the Monrovia City Corporation, and the National Port Authority, and other government entities. So according to him, as per what he said, this process will be carried out across the 103 government spending institutions. So all those institutions you made mention of are inclusive. I know the enthusiasm is there. Folks out there are so curious and so ardent to see what would be the outcome of the investigation or the analysis of attendant records and all of that, of physical verification and head counts at, some of those entities that have been in the news for, the worst. But I think it's a process, and we should wait until they can exhaust all of the 103 ministries. If they are not able to exhaust all of the 103 spending ministries, government spending ministries, then of course we can question his statement or the work that he's doing, that maybe he's been selective or he's been partial in the process and all of that. But I think it's going to be a process, and we look forward to him continuing this until all of the necessary or the spending institutions of government I concluded. But he's doing a pretty good job there, and I hope he continues. Like you said, sometimes people come to power and want to give first impression. We hope this is not a first impression. We hope he's going to continue that, and and especially this issue of the analysis of the attendant records is very important, and hope it's going to be a continuous process. And that is a question that I asked yesterday at the conference, but he probably did not get the question, whether this thing is going to be a regular process where maybe after every year or after a certain period they are going to do that, because there are a lot of laissez-faire attitude that are exhibited by civil servants in the country. Some of them just sit back, relax, and just getting a pay at the end of the month. And whereby you got a lot of qualified and competent people out there, wanting the job. And if you put them on the job, they could perform more than other people who are acting like a dazzle on the job. Mm-hmm. So this process is important. And Mr. Josiah Joker, we hope we can bring you on the show here some days. I'll take you via the telephone, to expound on some of the good plans that you have there to be carried out at the Civil Service Agency. All right. So, folks, it's 22 minutes on the flip side of 9 o'clock. You are listening to the Today Show on Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric 101.1. And we're also coming to you live on our various social media platforms, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, and via our YouTube channel. This morning, at this juncture, we will open the lines.
And also to the speakers.
Oh yeah, let that be our second point of discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Almost out of time.
Yeah. So let's take the lines. Let's open the lines for at least 10 minutes, and come back and talk about other issues. 077771075 055101075. Call us and have y'all say 077771075 055101075. If you've been following our discussion and wanting to contribute, you can call and make your contribution now. And also don't forget that the dashboard is open here. The radio entertainment game is on. Play by dialing *799# using your NuSACell GSM SIM card. And once you dial *799#, you're going to see a list of radio stations. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. Choose how to pay the playing fee, which is 70 cents or 100 LD. And you can pay through your mobile money accounts, USD and LD, or through your airtime. That is, you go and buy the recharge card, activate it on your SIM card, and then you play. You can play multiple times because it's a raffle draw. So the more you play, the more your chances are to win. Let's talk to the first person here this morning. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning. I'm Noeli David calling from ERW.
Let's hear you, sir.
I want to say thank you for the show this morning. About the issue of taking most of these entities. My sister in there talk about the Labrador Business Registry. My brother, the Labrador Business Registry, the people are very plain, and we thought that after the government came to power, the United Party government coming to power will have changed it. When that entity started, many businesses were rushing into that place to just register their business, and the government was raising a lot of money through that means. But at this point, it is very disappointing. Since April 29, I put in, I went to do my business renewal. I have gone to town many days, just pay transportation. I don't even get my document. You go there today, they say this thing is not ready. Only customer service, very similar, they have all the things. A lot of people are working there, who to go to, the people just place full other people. So I think with Josiah Joker's workings, we pray and hope that he will continue and he will take the courage, because this is Nigeria. There are a lot of people who come down, people different ways by means of convincing them different way. But we pray and hope that this thing, he will work it up and we will be able to get a fruitful result for him, and all, everybody will be able to follow the system to work for our country.
All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for calling. The numbers are 077771075 055101075. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Are you there? Okay, we lost that person on the line. So call us 077771075 055101075. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning. You guys, the former student leader of Buffalo. I join you from Johnsonville.
Okay, let's hear you.
Thank you. I want to say thank you for the show, and thanks to the rest of the panelists. The issue on the discussion is very important, and I think there is a good start of a good governance system. So I want to be crystal clear on this issue. We have to first appreciate Mr. Joker for the level of work and done, but we can't do everything at once. There are other people talking about the Ministry of Finance and the rest of those areas. But I think we start from one before we can move forward. So I think we look forward to seeing his office doing much, to improving the system, because what happened here, you can see, is that the issue of job and unemployment. I think we're discussing that issue yesterday. So these are some of the issues that government. If you have people of search, they can have a number. This number is working. They are being paid without work, and you see that is unnecessary expenditure. So that money should be used to also create jobs for other people. So I think the step Mr. Joker is taking, I know him personally from St. Peter's Retreat. I know him very well. He's somebody fruitful. So we look forward to seeing you doing well and improving more than that. But I want to appreciate you for the first step taken. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you as well. Thanks for calling and contributing to the show here this morning. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning, my brother. You guys see?
Good morning. Let's hear you.
My name is Josiah Smoke calling in there, so well. From around the Common Peace Island, Common call 540.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, let me say thank you to the CSA boss. My name is Josiah Jacob. You know, this country, politicians have made the country appear that the right thing is the wrong thing is the right thing. For God's sake, if you say you have made people in the system, they have been working for 6 years. They are starting with a claim, but because you did not explain to them better, then I say Germany are working. Then you pay them mobile money. People say they're working, where Amanda, they can't pay. When someone has come to do a righteous thing and going through the proper channel, that was my niece Josiah Jacob said, I have not come to waste or to take anybody doing for the saving. Because some funders believe that for the previous government had the 700,000 means. That was Josiah Jacob make it clear to Mika. We said, no, what we are doing to clear this saving or to upgrade the system and make the system work for all is that we have said those that did not meet the criteria properly, please come in and recognize. They get 3 months. When they tell me up to 4 months, I will be working. The government pay for 3-4 months. I can't go there. When we I don't deserve it. When you keep the media attention, we are taking 400 or more names, which we are saying government 1.2 million. Because many of them are going. People taking care of more money. People are not going to work. They're going to say one time the power, one at the end of the money, 50. So that makes it right. So it's a right for all of us. Because I want the protection of you that feel like you're employed. So that when you recognize a starting, it's clear. So that you get your pension tomorrow, you can be in the center of you getting a day $1 or $2. We'll say them. Let me say thank you to my niece, Josiah Jacob, for the steps taken. Let it be done right away. So that we all can benefit from this system. You know, there's the reasons why we are going nowhere because people bring a personal thing into government. Now the other way, the other way around. That those are getting for power. Now once someone lost the wrong sector and he just do one day, things parliament came in, company, I cannot do it and pass it when I come to the me. He said to her, what if parliament assembly doesn't agree to say my contract for the 12 years, I beg you to talk. That the people are not saving and can say that they want to pay me for the payroll. He's joking. Can you say thank you for Mr. Joker, man, you say?
Thank you very much. 0777-1075, 0555-101075 the numbers to put it through. And also don't forget to play the radio entertainment game. 50 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars here at the end of the show. So all you need to do to be a part of the draw is to dial the playing code, which is *799#. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. You choose how to pay the playing fee, and you stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars. The playing fee is 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. Let's go to the line and talk to this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Are you there? Okay. All right. So, folks, let's discuss another very, very important issue here on our plate. And yeah, but before doing that, it's squeezing this person. Good morning. Please walk away from your radio, please.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on the discussion. My name is Steven S. Faria. I call from the committee.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the CSA boss. We are done perfectly well concerning the payroll, and we are performing actually well because we've had the rescue team, and we are coming to be totally next in this country. We want to say thank you to the CSA boss. They are doing well. There are other goods names are there. Some of them were not going to work. Some of them were sitting at home. They are there. they are just taking free money. So must go and get my relative, my this, that, but we tell God for the rescue mission, we tell God for the new TSA boss that strengthened the payroll, that made everything to be straight. And now our people who are working is taking pay. They are happy today. We say thank you to the government. We say thank you to the rescue mission. Let God continue to bless every God follow.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. So let's go over to our next talking point at the legislature. The lower house, where the speaker, Fonanti Kofa, has threatened to shut down the house due to lack of funding from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. But Denise covers that house, so I think she can tell us more about that. Denise.
Yeah, so like you said, it was what we followed yesterday as it relates to the speaker. Previously, there was a communication written to, invite the Ministry of Finance at the plenary along with the LRA. So the both came, the LRA boss came along with a deputy from the Ministry of Finance, and the deputy, which is the principal deputy, he said the Minister of Finance was not in country. He went out, even though he did not do or written communication to the chief clerk to give his reasons of absence and that he will be sending someone. So following the deliberation of the LRA boss, after he spoke and talked about how there were progress made in revenue generation and all of that, upon which it was the turn for the finance ministry to make that presentation. It was when the speaker took the floor and then made his point that each town, they called on the Ministry of Finance in terms of support and other budgetary support to the ministry, to the House of Representatives. They will be make note of that there is no money, in the budget. There is no money, all of that. But now the LRA said that they are performing well, they are generating revenue. So why is it that this is being done to them? And in terms of other incentives that the lawmakers need, and even for them to go on a retreat. I think in a video he said it, so maybe when you play, you listen. For them to go on a retreat is also difficult. They couldn't get the money that they should be going to retreat because it was announced that they'll be going for a retreat tomorrow, which is the 20th, and they have not gotten. So they have to even borrow money. They have to borrow money to be able to make the retreat possible. So the speaker was expressing his disappointment and dissatisfaction, in the Ministry of Finance, and he made a statement that even if it's like that, the Senate is even being prioritized than the House. So if they cannot support the House financially and all of that, they will even shut down the House and when the people are ready and all of that. So that was the statement he made, though the official from finance didn't say anything because he called for executive, and when there's a motion for executive, it means that they have to stop the proceeding and all of that.
Okay. So let's play the excerpt of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Fonanti Kofa, when he made a statement about shutting down the House due to lack of funding to the House from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning.
Leading us to a dangerous conclusion, one which we must start making in the interest of coordination of the branches of government. I am disappointed, and we are prepared here at the House of Representatives to make any sacrifice. If the Commissioner General comes and says revenue are not performing, we will be the first to say, okay, we understand. But for him to come here today and say he's overperforming, and the Senate is well taken care of, and the House of Representatives has almost only 2 months worth of benefit. and cannot even get money for retreat. We can go back and NGOs, stationaries. Mr. Minister, I'm holding the reason why I helped the appearance of the Minister of Finance in the affairs on contempt issue is because I want to hear your information. I will tell you this. If we cannot come to a resolution pretty soon, we'll shut this House of Representatives down. Motion for executive.
Yeah. So you heard him there, that if they cannot come to a resolution about funding the operations of the House, they will be left with no other alternative but to shut the House down. Chokon.
First, do they have the constitutional backing to shut the House down without you being paid, your salary is running and all of that, just for benefits to shut? I don't know whether their rules at the lower house allow that. For them to be able to shut the House down, to not do the Liberian people work. I don't know, but because of I didn't hear them complain about salary, which is legitimately for them, though the benefits also for them. But if the benefit delays, I don't know whether he has the constitutional mandate to shut the place down and go home and go sit there. I don't know, but how be it, the House of Representatives is a major component of the government. And as such, if the Senate is receiving support to do a job unhindered, I think the House of Representatives should receive the same too, without discrimination. You cannot, those people are the direct representation of the ordinary Liberians in the various districts. We know senators are for the whole county, but representatives, people run to those people every day for help, for baby pimples, for this, for that, and you know, the little things that they have, those are the things they use to take care of other things. So it is unfortunate that the speaker will be saying this, that the government is reneging on supporting the House. In the minds of critics and maybe pundits, they will say that this will authenticate the removal of the speaker, because if the government fails to support the speaker and his colleagues, it means that his colleagues will say, my man, we have to find a way to remove you. You can step aside and we'll find somebody favorable that the government will be able to work with so we can benefit. Because if you are there, you're gonna impede a lot of things for us. So the government, you can't say that you are not undermining the speaker, you don't want to remove the speaker, and you're reneging on supporting the speaker. What legitimately belongs to the House of Representatives, you're reneging to give that to them. It is just uncalled for. People would think that you want to remove the Roman, that you want to remove the speaker. It's true that you want to remove the speaker.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chokon.
Yeah.
Because there's actually been this rumor out there that, you know, the Unity Party government or some Unity Party lawmakers are, you know, crafting a plan to have the speaker removed. And of course, it's something that a lot of CDC lawmakers have talked about. Frank Safoko is one of those who came out publicly and talked about that. You know, so if this is now happening, everyone who just think that this rumor that has been circulating in the public is true, and you know, the failure of the executive or the Ministry of Finance specifically to allocate certain money or allot certain money to the House of Representatives to carry out its functions. One may just see it as an act of wanting to undermine, the speaker, even though the speaker, upon the circulation of the rumor, he was interviewed as to whether, what he makes of, the allegation of Unity Party lawmakers wanting to have him removed. He said he does not believe that he's in absolute control, and the rumor was not serious. That was just brought about due to dissatisfaction from other lawmakers. But he's working with all of the lawmakers. I mean, he even said if there was any kind of battle to have him removed, he himself, wouldn't have been sitting there at the moment for an interview. He would have been on the field, to go and retaliate that battle. So he sounded so confident, 100%, that the Unity Party government is not crafting or hatching any plan to have him removed. But with what happening, like you said, anybody who surmise or deduce that this is just intended to have his leadership undermined, so that, because if lawmakers, most of the people over there to go over there for the salary and the benefit, and most of them not really go over there for the interest of the Liberian people. They go there for the salaries and the benefits. So if most of them went there for, if it's not coming through, then whosoever who's hindering or serving as an obstacle to the process, they will do anything to have that person removed.
Mm-hmm. And I think, like Chokon put it, I think he said it right. The speaker clearly in his statement made it clear that he's not been supported. One may think that because he's from the opposition, and the pro tem is from the ruling establishment, so they are supporting him. And I think that appearance was one reason why the speaker did not even leave to perhaps wanted to go for that funeral, because apparently he really wanted to deal with the issue with the finance ministry and all of that, knowing that he's not being supported according to him by the Ministry of Finance. And it's something that should claim the attention as well, of the government as well, the president as well, because the House of Representatives has a huge tax, to perform. And if they are not supported as to constitutionally whatsoever benefit that they should be receiving, also that will affect the workings of the legislature, because if they start to maybe downplay anything that goes to the House from the president to ensure that it meets the well-being of the Liberian people, to make sure that government takes steps, and they start to not to act based on any of those things, that alone could limit the country, that alone could stall development, because they will not be prioritizing those decisions perhaps the president wants to take and the government wants to initiate. So it is important that they do the needful. Constitutionally, if it is their benefit, they should be given that benefit as well as it's done to the Senate.
Yeah, sure.
But aside from that,
this question about the possibility of shutting down the House, Dennis, do you have any idea whether there's a possibility legally to shut down the House of Representatives, and if so, what's the process? Is it a resolution that's going to be passed, or what's the process? Maybe we need to.
Yeah, so we need to do really check and to talk about that. Perhaps maybe to have the Senate, the communications people, to have them online to talk
even
about that.
A legal person.
Yes, to talk about that, to know really, because I think perhaps if it is something that is perhaps maybe in the instance of COVID, there's some threaten issues, national disaster,
you can
and
do
other
that,
things, their house will be shut down.
but
All
on a
that. So under
normal,
normal circumstances,
you get angry to
they
go
have
and shut the place down.
they have their own laws, demand for that. I have not done the research yet to actually ascertain, whether that can be done, whether the lawmakers can come together and say, based on this thing, we are not going to do, because they are powerful as well. The Constitution and their own laws gives them actually, powers to actually exercise certain rules and regulations.
Aside from that, Yegesi, we listen to the news around the world and see how other lawmakers or leaders in other countries present themselves. They give themselves for the people. But in Liberia, it's a different case. One of those things that the lawmakers they are not complaining about is to get new brand vehicle. All of them should have new brand vehicles. They are entitled to it. They should have that, and I think about $30,000 to $40,000 for one. Multiply that by 73 lawmakers. Now they are 72, right? Or they are 73.
73.
Okay, 73 lawmakers. You have close to $2 million. The country has to spend to have vehicles for the lawmakers, especially the representatives at the lower house.
And that's a lot of money.
That's a lot. Aside from that, when you listen to the way in other places people will say, we can use this money to divert the money to other sectors of the country holistically. We don't see that here. We see people when they are elected. In fact, there was a certain time where a particular lawmaker from Grand Crew asked the speaker then, Buffalo Chambers, and say, "Well, anything we can give for the 5,000 to go pay for our campaign team and all of that." So the mindset about these people, most of them going to the house, is to go get from the people. It just uncalled for that the people will let you to go and represent them, and you cannot sacrifice maybe 1 second. 1 second to say this money, we can divert this money to agriculture, go and get machines that will be able to carry to our various districts, our various counties, to improve local farming, to improve the capacity of farmers and all of that. Okay. People want that $2 million from the lower house could do a lot for the agriculture sector of the country.
Okay, so let's go to the lines quickly and take a few more calls. Call us on 0777 771 0775 0775 101075. The numbers to put you through. The speaker is angry, or the Ministry of Finance is not, giving them what is needed, their benefits and all of that. So he's threatened to shut down the house if this is not resolved in the soonest possible time. So you can call to have your say, 0777 771 0775 0555 101075. And quickly, don't forget to keep on playing the Spoon 1075 Mega Dedicate Splash, the radio entertainment game. The raffle draw is on. Dial *79 hatch, select number 3. For Spoon FM, choose how to pay the playing fee, which is 70 cents US or 100 LD. You must have a mobile money account to play, and you can pay from your mobile money account, or better still, go and buy the recharge card, activate on your phone, and still pay from your airtime through your mobile money account, and you automatically get into the draw and stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars here this morning. Let's talk to the first person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning. I'm Philip Zabad, and I join you from Dixville.
Okay. Let's hear you from Dixville.
Yes. I want to speak on the issue concerning the legislators that the speaker is saying that they will shut down all activities at the House of Representatives.
Yeah, that's the issue discussing. Go ahead.
Yes, yes, I just want to know this. That announce the official dates, we will be so happy to go there and grace that occasion. What are they doing there? We'll be happy if they just put that today. We'll be happy they just put that place there. We got nothing in the country called legislators. They probably concerned about themselves. Now they try to go to share their own money because they finish the show of their own. That they want to share the crying for. I care about a lot of people. We're waiting for that day. Then we'll be happy. We'll be here. See them move. We'll start bringing the country and we just see the close that place there. We're waiting for them. So you're telling the speaker, you're telling the we're happy, we're waiting for them. We'll be so happy. We just be in this place and we have lawmakers. What do you think for us?
Okay, thank you.
So
you want Korea to run without lawmakers? A whole country running without representatives? Go. Let's talk to another person here. Good morning, Yanima. Where are you joining us from? Good morning. Hello, Yanima. Where are you joining us from?
Yeah, my name is Steven S. Fire. I call from Google Lady.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the issue. Let me say this to the senators and the representatives. They are the cause of our problem in this country. First of all, we're so disappointed at Dana and rescue models. You call it rescue model.
We talk about the issue at the lower house. The speaker has threatened to shut down the house.
And the representatives, we are so disappointed at the lawmakers there. Because they are crying for their own share. The senator they have shared their own. We want to send a cabinet of message to all lawmakers. This year, no, that one day. Don't want look day.
Okay.
No, that one day.
So when the lawmakers shut down the house, you'll be happy or you'll be sad?
The problem we need people are transparent and accountability.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let's talk to another person here. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning, Yabesi.
Good morning, is it D-War?
Good morning, my daughter.
Good morning.
How are you coming on here, family?
We are good. We are good.
Thank you. I want to ask a simple question. So these people fighting, they have giving another group their money. The other group comes to fight you. But I want to ask you, what are you thinking about? What happened in the hospitals? Look at the rules that we're talking about. Look at the rules. And so many things going on in this country. They're not fighting over it. But together, but even the salary that the senator and the representative making in this country, as I like in America, it will not making it. The only thing that used to bring money to us, we're not even getting it. So why did you think about that? That money they're fighting for? Is this love? We should love one another. They love us. We don't love them. We of course. We want to get in and vote for them and go in there. They finish us. You know what happened? They say it. See what happened? I listened to speech last night. See what I'm doing? So we can't be nobody. People fighting over money they right. When you go leave another who comes with favors for them to go back in the seat. You're telling somebody somewhere to do something for you and he's thinking about you. Why must you continue to put these people in a seat? Thank you, my children. God bless you.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's about 4 minutes up to 10 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, we have to call it a day here on this segment of the show. But let's try to squeeze in this person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah.
No, Samuel. Now we can continue. You already called. I thought it was another person. Thank you. Thanks for calling. So, folks, we have to go home. Dennis, anything finally?
Yes, we have to go home, and just to say thanks to all those who follow us live on the program and all those who are celebrating birthday today. Christina Jimmy, who is Madam Jimmy, one of the females who have risen to the stardom of chief editor, Inquirer newspaper. Like to say happy birthday to her, a great woman, and all those who are celebrating birthday. Like to say thank you so much. This brings to an end our week, of presentation. To be back next week because tomorrow there'll be set of presenters that will be on the show. So we'd like to say thank you so much.
Okay, so folks, we are now going home, but just before we do that, we are carrying out the draw now, so please don't play. We've already done some of the draws, so let's try to call some of the winners here for today. Okay, so if you play the game, just sit and watch your phone if you're going to receive a call. But we're not calling everybody who won. Just one or two persons we're calling to hear from them on the show this morning. So yeah, the draw is going on. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, your name. You are live on Spoon.
Yeah, my name is Benu Kaima.
Benny, you play the radio game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many times you played?
I play one time.
Oh, one time. Wow, you're so lucky, and you are one of our winners.
Wow! Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just check your phone. You're going to see a message from Mobile Money and Radio Entertainment. 2,500 has been transferred to your phone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Okay, so it's 1 minute up to the time. We like to go home now. Coming up next is news summary from our News and Current Affairs Department. My name is Yekezi Zwobel. I've been here alongside Dennis Nipson and Chokon Flama. Bye-bye.